I'll be reacting to Scarlet Nexus episode 7. I'm watching it from Funimation's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, go. Oh, yeah. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it's going to be easy for that to fix when it comes to Nagi's situation. Oh man, he's going to be in for a loop once he finds out the details regarding his father. Especially considering the way older Yuito was talking. Didn't seem like him finding out the information left in a great spot mentally and emotionally. Jeez. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if it would have been like a quarter or a tenth, but half? Just as absolute. Whoa! Yeah, isn't he a bit inexperienced for that? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Yuito and all, but isn't he a bit too inexperienced for that? I mean, then again, I guess I understand why they would do that, though, because the older Yuito did explain the context behind that, but geez, that's a pretty new big set of responsibility there. But you know what? I actually dig this because it's going to set up Yuito for a lot of character development. You know what I find ironic about the whole thing? It actually does seem like Kasane actually went back in time just knowing the context of the current episode. It did seem like she went back in time and helped out young Yuito. Now, he's going to attempt to kill older Yuito. Just funny how things work. At least that's my guess. I could be wrong in my theory of Kasane traveling back in time and helping out younger Yuito, but considering this series has now brought up the fact that there can be a bit of time travel involved, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a possibility. Then again, I haven't played the game for this series, at least not yet. I've heard good things about the game, though. I heard its story isn't exactly the best story for a video game, but I heard it's passable. Heard the gameplay's where it's at, though. I wonder his perception of time is affecting him. Because sometimes he has like those long pauses. And that can't be normal. I don't know. I think Luca should be the commander. Don't get me wrong. I like Yuito, but Luca just seems like he has much more experience. I'm assuming they're not going to find any. I had a feeling. I like how it's still sinking in his mind. Okay, now that's pretty creepy as hell. That's in the OSF also can even find anything. No, maybe it's something related to his abilities because when we saw little Yuito, we saw that he was blind. Now, while yes, it seemed like he might have gone blind because of injuries, for all we know, maybe he was blind and overutilizing his powers. Because if he's already having issues with his memories, we know for sure that isn't anything inflicted by an external force. It could be internal. I could be completely wrong, though. Again, I don't play the game. Not to say I won't. I mean, it seems interesting. If I ever get a console, I might actually be inclined to playing it, so I can compare it to the anime. Hmm. Those are some pretty huge ass restrictions. Eesh. I mean, here a lot. I'm not gonna blame him why he wants to crush it. And here, at least, it's justifying why Kasane would join Karen's side. Because aside from also being able to potentially have an opportunity to save her own sister, so you'd also be able to come in direct contact against Yuto eventually and finish the job and killing him. That's sort of like killing two birds with one stone. I mean, hey, best be they be as paranoid as hell. Hmm. Wouldn't blame them though. I'd be creeped the fuck out too if the government turned people into gigantic ass creatures. And I'd want to nope the fuck out, or at least stay neutral in the conflict. I wouldn't necessarily be inclined to pick a side unless I have more information available. But yeah, I would try to stay away from the conflict as much as I can until I have every bit of information. But I wouldn't blame anyone for joining Karen's side. That is just creepy. I'm assuming it's because if she were to become a hero, she wants to do it by her own methods. Oh, I like where that's going. Hmm. Exactly how he said it too. No. Whoa, what? Oh shit! That's a scary ass implication. Oh, the thing is, though, if he helps out Naomi instantly, he might lose one of his bargaining chips. Hmm. Yeah, exactly. He's a soldier on the front. That's going to be on the front lines pretty soon. Ah. Although, yeah, I think in that conflict, Karen would probably be able to outmuscle because she would have lost the fight against Karen. Yeah. Of the feats that Kasane showed up, she doesn't look like she'd match up physically against Karen at all. And just the small amount of scenes that we've seen of Karen, he's shown off epic feats. I mean, Naomi was pretty damn lovable, at least in the bits that they've shown off. It doesn't surprise me that there'd be people that want to help her out. Maybe these doctors didn't research hard enough. No, all jokes aside. It's probably something that science wouldn't be able to immediately cure from the get-go, at least not in the present day. Oh. I only like the sound of that the way he needs to take meds, though, but hey. What the? I mean, that's kind of adorable, though. Honestly, Luca's like become one of my favorite characters in the series. I mean, shit. He's got the conflict against his brother. He's showing himself capable of stepping up when he has to, utilizing his blade against Karen. Those little exercises, how he concedes power when a higher up tells him to without being angry. Honestly, Luca's a cool dude. I like how she says that immediately after watering the plant. That's actually nice. It gives the words a little bit more weight too. And then when you see bits like this, it makes sense why, even though future Yuita was contemplating taking his own life, it definitely shows up why he didn't want to do it when he was younger. I mean, with friends like that, who would? I hope he at least remembers that, because that'd be scary if he didn't remember. The irony here is if he's alive, he could actually put the whole world in peril. Just something ironic about this. Okay, with the way the media does that, that's just a bit too cold there. I'm just saying. But in saying that, I actually like the propaganda scene, though. It shows you a bit more of the setting and grits of the Scarlet Nexus world. Who is this? A new recruit? Hmm. No. Oh. I actually like how that kind of proves a bit of Karen's point, where if you don't have that, the psychonic powers, you're kind of screwed over. So it kind of does prove a little bit of Karen's point. At least it gives more credence to his argument. And then somehow she calls herself a nerd because no one in that spot would be a dud, you know? Feels like it's social commentary, though. Interesting social commentary where sometimes governments or facilities don't do enough for people that have sometimes needs. Needs for at least a more accommodation. Sometimes governments or certain areas don't really take that in mind. So I found that pretty interesting. It has to be now. There's no way there's no way it could be anyone else. And then it probably is. Okay, that is a damn shifty. Looking like criminals kidnapping someone against their will, if you ask me. Okay, that is a damn nifty ability there. Probably looks like they wanted to distort everything, though. I mean, shit. If the girl recognizes it as Nagi, it probably is him. The question is, even if he sees Nagi, would it even be the original Nagi that he knew? Regardless of the fact that Nagi that he's going to see is going to be emotionally wrecked and broken. And where would they even hide Nagi, even if they get him? But you know what? I'm not going to blame my boy for trying, though. Even if there's going to be huge amounts of risk involved. Hey, it's still a start, though. At least they're the right vicinity. Hmm. Ah. Well, thankfully, though, Yuto and company are pretty damn capable, and they're actually pretty battle tested at this point. So, hey, it could be worse. I'd be creeped the fuck out go inside of that thing. But at the same time, though, sometimes you can't make discoveries if you don't take a little bit of risk, and if you don't have just a little bit of curiosity, though. So I could see things going both ways. The question is, though, if the future is being, well, if the present's being affected, what's to say what Yuito is saying is going to hold true? I do like that, though. At the very least, it gives characterization to Kasane where it's like, when it comes to Yuto, it's not that she has any malice, and because why would she? It's more of trying to put him out of his misery before he becomes miserable. So that's actually a bit of character development for Kasane. Yo, that actually makes a question, though. When it comes to the younger Yuito, will that be Kasane in the present that saved that Yuito, or Kasane a bit into the future? That's the biggest question there. But I remember it's just enough, though. Oh! LA, at least there doesn't seem to be another with the acidic ability, though. It could be worse. I gotta admit, that was kind of badass. I was love when they go into battle mode. They look pretty dang cool. I just wish that when they attack other creatures, you can. I wish you could see more details on the other beings. Like, for example, when they're hit, sometimes you don't see cracks. And while, yes, you see the objects hit the other creature, you don't see its hairs move when it's being hit. Kind of wish they would show off at least a little bit more CGI rendering detail so that the 2D and the 3D don't just clash with each other constantly. And saying that, good scene though, seeing Yuito and the whole squad work together like that. Oh, whoa. Oh, damn. Oh, boy, becoming a full-on badass. I have a feeling his reunion with Nagi ain't going to be the happiest, though. Oh, shit. Now I wonder if Nagi's going to become another, because he looks like a guy who just barely woke up from a drug crash overdose. And that just barely survived the event. He does not look like he's completely okay in the head. Could be wrong on that, but with Nagi's expression, I'm going to assume the worst instead of assuming the best. Gotta say, I love the instrumental work in the opening. Damn. I like that riff sound in the background. Jeez. No, honestly, out of the animes this season, even though Scarlet Nexus might not be the best anime of the season, damn, it's got, at least in my opinion, the best opening and one of the best EDs of the season. Oh, hello, Mohammed Asfar. Hope I pronounced the name right. Hope you're having a great day right now. But yeah, that's going to be my theory on Nagi. He's probably going to be changed into an other, because literally the last few episodes have been setting up that Yuito is going to go through a lot of tragedy. And what's going to be more tragic than losing his father? Losing one of his best friends would probably similarly tragic. I was hoping for a preview. Oh. I mean, hey, at least it doesn't look like Nagi transformed into another for now. Yeah, the action choreography actually looks better on episode 8. Oh, God! Well, this episode, it looked a bit stiff. Not necessarily embarrassingly bad, though. But, you know what? I like it. I understand why this episode wouldn't have the highest budget, though. I mean, the animators did put in a lot of work into episode 6, and that was a more important episode, seeing future Nagi. So I understand why. But hey, at least the series will be back to its usual standards next week, as long as it's not one of those deceptive previews that are showing off the best animated bits in the preview, but then everyone else and outside the people looks like shit. But how to wrap up though, this series has been mostly consistent. Now, and saying that the episode made some decent plot progression, at least it's setting up our boy as a hero who hasn't necessarily earned the title, but is being given the title of hero nonetheless. So I do love that bit of plot progression. At least you do see how our girl, Kasane, was emotionally convinced and showing Karen's side. But I do like how there's still tension because you can tell she doesn't have absolute faith in Karen, just considering the fact that she instantly wants to know Naomi's location, which I wouldn't blame Kasane for that. So I do dig that. Hell, sure that she was even capable of fighting Karen for answers. I thought that was absolutely cool. Just seeing how she had zero fear there. So that's what I gotta say from a script standpoint. The episode was pretty damn good, if you ask me. And there were also other positives to the episode, though. And let me mention them. I do like the fact that Yuito does have reservations about what's going on. I mean, anyone in his spot wouldn't want to just have the title of hero like that gift wrapped toward them, especially if they don't have memories. And that's something I also think about the series because it's implying that due to Yuito's own abilities, seems to be suffering psychological consequences of utilizing his powers. And I do love that because it prevents the series from feeling like, oh yeah, Yuito's powers are an ass full with like zero consequences. No. This episode's doing a great job of establishing the fact that his powers come with a lot of consequences. And I like that. It's going to make every encounter in the series feel at least a little bit more emotionally substantial. And to top it all off, I actually like the characterization for Luca. I like how he was a good sport. He didn't seem to be angry a bit that they promoted Yuito, and if anything, he's supportive. Same with all of Yuito's other friends. They're pretty supportive. They care about his well-being. I like that. It makes the dynamic between Yuito and his friends a lot more fun to see. Animation could have used a little bit of work, but hey, there wasn't any major action sequences, so I'm not going to blame the animators for not showing up. Artwork looked nice. The voice performances were good, and that's why I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was above average. Yeah, it might not have been the strongest episode in the series, but hey, I think there's room for improvement, and I think it'll get better next week. But anyways, right before I go, let me just say thank you very much to Mohammed Asfar for comments on the live chat. And for everyone else, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope y'all rate it, share, comment, or subscribe, and I will see y'all later to come back for more. But anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching my video, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.